Hello Pythoneer and welcome to your 13th Python tutorial. In the last video, we looked at operators in Python. In this video, we are talking about lists in Python. Lists in Python allows us to store multiple data or collection of data in a single variable. Now, it is part of the built-in sequence data type in Python. You can check out my sequence data type in the link in the description below. Lists are ordered and then you can have duplicated items in a list. To create a list, you use the square bracket or the braces to denote a list, and then lists can have multiple data types like what you can see on my screen, where we store integer, float, and then string at the same time. So I'll switch over to my editor and I'll create my favorite stew, that's fish stew, and then I want to store the ingredients. Okay, so now I have my list created. Now once my list is created, I can access individual items in my list using their index. So I can find the first item, which is tomato, okay, by just specifying the index 0. So when you count list from the left hand side, you start from 0, and then when you count from the right hand side, you start with -1. Okay, and then I can print this. I can print my results. Okay, I can print my results, and then I get tomato. Okay, I get tomato. Good. So now I can do so same for garlic, counting from the right hand side, and then I'll say -2, and then I should get garlic. Good. So apart from finding the index, you should also be able to extract multiple items. Okay, so let's say I am interested in maybe pepper and then onion. Okay, so to do that, I would print, and then what am I going to index? Because I'm interested in pepper and onion, then the rule says use in colon to indicate that you are going to slice. So I'm slicing from pepper to onion. So the first item, which is pepper, has index 1 counting from the left, and then the last item, which in this case is onion, has index 2. But the rule says that skip and then specify the index 3 to mean that you are going to sorry guys, so fish stew. Okay, so fish stew, and then yeah, so I specify fish stew, and then I put the numbers the items I'm slicing in the braces like we did for this. So once again, the rule says specify the first item and then the item after the last index you want to slice. So I'm interested in pepper and onion, so I specify pepper, and then instead of onion I specify garlic, meaning that garlic will be exclusive. Okay, so when I run, then I should get pepper and then onion, which is great. And then when I am slicing from the back, okay, so I am interested in garlic and then onion. Okay, so I am interested in garlic and then onion. So garlic, okay, has index 2, so -2, and then onion has index -3. So here again the rule applies. Now because I am interested in onion and garlic, so onion is -3. Okay, so onion is -3 and then garlic is -2. Now because I am interested in onion and garlic starting from the right, okay, so unlike when I was doing from the left hand side where I ignored or I specify the index after the last item. Here you are going to specify the index before the first item, which is garlic. So the index before garlic is fish, so I'm going to say fish. Basically what it means is that slice from fish to onion with fish exclusive. Okay, so it's going to give you onion and garlic without fish. Okay, so you should get onion and then garlic, okay, without fish. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so when you are sliding from the left to right, okay, specify the item after the last index you are interested in, and it's going to exclude that. And then when you are sliding from right to left, specify the item index before the first item you are interested in to include it, and then exclude that item. Okay, so hope you guys got that. Okay, so now, having been able to do this, we will now have to look at operations that you can perform on list. So like I told you guys, list can be modified. Now if a list can be modified, what it basically means is that it is mutable. Mutable means you can change the content, you can add to it, you can remove to it, you can append to it, you can extend it, and then all that. And there are so many things you can do with that. So a list is mutable. Now let's look at an example. Okay, so now first of all, let's say, so I will comment this out. Okay, so let me just delete it, that's fine. So I can insert. Okay, so I can say fish, so fish stew, okay, dot insert. Okay, and then what are you inserting? So I want to insert in the second position. Okay, and then so second position or second item, okay, would be pepper. And then what am I inserting? I'm inserting, I forgot to add ginger, so I will insert ginger. Okay, I will insert ginger. Okay, so when I do that, and then so let me print. Okay, so now let me just print my fish stew. Okay, and then see what I got. Okay, so when I run, okay, so I should, ladies and gentlemen, I should now see, so 0, 1, and then 2. Okay, that is ginger. So sorry about that. So it's actually the second position is 0, 1, and then 2. So it's like the third position. Okay, so I'm inserting. So when you specify 2 means you're inserting in the third position, because it starts counting from 0. So you have 0, okay, which is tomato, 1 which is pepper, and then the third position, which is index 2, is going to be ginger. Okay, and you can do the same thing when you want to do it for the reverse, and then all that. Okay, so you can insert, you can also, for instance, you can append. Okay, so when you say you want to append, so let's say I want to append, okay, rosemary. So the rosemary. Okay, so I want to append rosemary, which is an ingredient which we use in our stews. Okay, so I'll just say rosemary. Now when I do that, okay, and then I run, notice what happens. It appends rosemary to the last item. That tells you that when you are appending, it inserts the item to the last. Okay, so, and then you can also do things like extending. Okay, so I can do things like I can remove. Okay, so I have ginger. So what if I decide to, let's say at this point I want to say remove. Okay, so remove. Okay, so remove, what are you removing? I want to remove onion. I wonder why I would want to prepare my stew without onion. So now when I run, then notice that I have my ingredients without onion. Okay, and then I can, like I told you, I can do things like extending. So let's say let's just say I want to extend, okay, my items. Okay, so let's say I have another ingredient. Okay, I'll call this maybe I'll call this order, okay, or let me just call this some ingredients, okay, some ingredients, okay, and this would include lemon, wow, lemon, and then maybe I would say nutmeg, okay. Now I can extend, okay, my fish stew, okay, so I would say, okay, fish stew dot extend, okay, so what am I extending? I am extending some other ingredients, okay. So when I run, okay, so now I have lemon and nuts. Did I say nutmeg? Nutmeg, gosh. So I have nutmeg, and then I have nutmeg, and then you can also, instead of using extend, you can also say let's say plus some other ingredients, let's see, and then okay, so let's say I'm going to print this. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, it's too many. Okay, so when I print this, okay, so I have, so that's how I join it, okay, basically using concatenation. So you can do that. You can sort, okay, so I can sort, okay, so fish stew dot sort, okay, so I can sort my list, and then once I sort my list to see the effect of the method that I applied, then I have to print my fish stew, and then notice that it sorts, okay, it sorts in ascending order, and yeah, so you can do all that, which is great, okay, which makes lists very useful. And you can do other things like pop, remove, okay, so you can do all sort of things, okay. Now another thing you can do with lists, is to loop through items. So you can access individual items in a list by looping using a for loop. So let's see that in action. So I'm going to delete all of these things up here, okay, and then I'm going to take away this, okay. So I want to loop through and then list all my ingredients, okay, line by line. Now to do that, I'll use a for loop. So I'll say for, okay, and then I'll specify my looping item, okay, so for x in fish stew, okay, so for x in fish stew, then I could go a little bit, okay, and become a bit more complex and say that I want only ingredients that contain O, okay, so ingredient that contains O, okay, so then I can say that if okay, so if A, okay, or if O, okay, in, so if O in X, okay, where X is the item, okay, at every loop, okay, so print X, okay, so when I run this, okay, so when I run this, okay, so what I get is tomato and onion. So basically what I'm saying is that if you have loop through my list, okay, loop through, list my item. Now before you list, okay, apply this through every item. So for X in fish stew means for, so X is the element, the looping element, or the looping element, okay, so at every loop X is an ingredient, tomato, pepper, and then so on. Now if the letter O or the alphabet O is contained in that particular X or that particular ingredient, list it, and basically that is what it does, okay, so that is what it does. Now let's get a bit more complex, okay, by, well, not complex, but a bit more simplified, okay, by using what we refer to as list comprehension. So now a list comprehension provides a concise way to create a list. A list comprehension consists of a bracket containing an expression, okay, followed by a for clause, then 0 or more for if clause. Don't mind the long definition. We are going to take a look at it in this example. So now that I have commented this code out, I am now going to simplify this looping in the list in a list comprehension using just one line of code. So the rule says that first create the new list. So some stew. Okay, so that is going to store your new list, and then you say equals to and then your square bracket. And what you are going to do is that you are going to specify your looping item, which in the case is x. So the x here represents every ingredient at every looping cycle. So x. Then you now specify your for statement. So for x in fish stew. Okay, so for x in fish stew, which satisfy the for statement, and then you go ahead and specify your if, okay, your condition. Now you can have multiple conditions, but in this case we have only one condition. So you say if O in X, and ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead, forgive me, so I have to print some stew. Okay, so now when I run this, ladies and gentlemen, you have your new list, and that is basically a for statement, a list comprehension. Okay, so guys, basically that is all that you need to know in list. Okay, so one thing I didn't tell you, that you can also copy a list. Okay, so you can also copy a list. So I can say maybe fish. Okay, I can say fish let me just say okay, so I'm just going to delete this, and then I'm going to say some, okay, stew. Okay, so some stew is equals to okay, fish stew dot copy. Okay, and then when I print some stew, okay, so notice what I got. Okay, so I get my ingredients printed out. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is all that you need to know about list, and I hope you've learned a lot. Please like and subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next video when we talk about tuples. Bye.